I have to admit that the colleagues before me, all the presenters have done a fantastic, really, presentation of the issues, the challenges, and the plans. And I want to really commend Nepal's standpoints for COP29. Fantastic. So it's really a great honor to follow them and to at today's important National Climate Summit as we prepare for the COP29. Now, climate change is no longer a distant threat, and we all know that very well. And I think Nepal in particular is impacted profoundly. There is harsh reminders on a daily basis, whether what happened from the landslides and the floods that happened just a couple of months ago, the lives that were taken, the economic damages, the glacial lake bursts. So it is a harsh reminder that Nepal is among the most climate vulnerable countries and is on the frontier of climate change. So loss and damage from climate change transcends borders and devastates economies, particularly to those of us least responsible, as all of you have mentioned before. Now, while the Loss and Damage Fund established at COP28 is a significant step, Nepal's role as an alternate board member allows us to ensure that these funds reach vulnerable community not as loans, but as grants to prevent further burdens on our fragile economies. But beyond addressing the loss and damage, we must urgently act to strengthen our resilience. And I think it was mentioned before by the excellent presentation, but let us remind ourselves about the key measures that still needs to be taken. Disaster risk reduction through early warning systems and community-based preparedness to mitigate the effects of landslides and floods. Second is nature-based solutions, such as restoring forests and watersheds, which not only supports biodiversity, but also protects against erosion and disasters. Third, managing glacial lakes to prevent future glacial lake outbursts through monitoring and controlled drainage. Fourth, scaling up renewable energy solutions like solar and hydropower, which reduces emissions and creates jobs, boosting our resilience while driving sustainable development. Fifth, science, and science. Scientific research and innovations are key to understanding and mitigating the impacts of climate change. Nepal must invest in climate-smart agriculture and resilience infrastructure to better prepare for shifting weather patterns and environmental challenges. International partners, and lots of us are present here, are vital in ensuring that our policies are informed by the latest scientific and that our communities benefit from advanced technologies. However, no partner can do that alone, and no government can do that alone. A whole of society approach is essential. Our communities and our wonderful women are leading on the ground, so we must support their efforts with the tools and resources they need. The private sector has a very critical role and a key in adopting the green technologies and sustainable practices, contributing to our national climate efforts. At COP29, Nepal must continue to align with the vulnerable groups of the LDCs, the SIDS, and the G77, so to amplify our collective voice and advocate for climate justice. Nepal's commitment to the mountain agenda remains unwavering, as we saw in the presentation today. And as you saw in the visit of the Secretary General of the United Nations, he stands very firm about supporting countries like Nepal, but in particular amplifying the challenges faced by the mountain agenda. So We have made some significant progress since the International Year of Sustainable Mountain Development and the Mustang Declaration. But we must continue to advocate for the protection of the mountain ecosystems at the global level. The Himalayas, while bearing the brunt of climate change, are absolutely crucial to the survival and to global water security and biodiversity. We must not let our mountain agenda fade from the international conversation. In closing, let us remember that climate change is not just about statistics. It's about lives. It's about livelihood. It's about the future of our people and our mountains. We must unite across sectors and borders to protect the Himalayas and ensure that future generations inherit a resilient and sustainable world. The time for bold action is now. Let us rise to the challenge, turning our commitment into reality. And we stand by you, we stand with you, Nepal.